my observance.
A trivial task.
Right, Glado, crawl through, please. Hold key. Alright. How do we get back to you? I guess that answers that. Which means we probably didn't even need Glado for that. Locks to Vox. The Vox plays the log of the most recent messages. 353rd Company, come in. This is Private Wilger. I've lost my unit. I've been wandering in this infernal cargo maze for 5 full days now, requesting assistance. I feel I've run out of rations. I'm hungry as a dog. I feel like eating the sling on my las gun. I can see smoke, probably from some kind of camp, but I don't see a path to get there. I'll try to circle around. Wilger out. This is Private Wilger. Come in. I've lost sight of the smoke. Can't tell where I am now. I did find a container packed with delicacies, though. Something called roe, which seems to be eggs from actual genuine fish, all in synth capsules, vacuum sealed. There's enough food for a whole company here. Maybe that'll get you to respond. Wilger out. It's Wilger. Come in. It's been a week. Respond to anybody. I hate it. I hate roe. Well, that's what you get for illegally opening cargo and eating it. Alright, I don't know what category these fall under. We just got them. Does it not have a real category? Oh, I should be sorting from date. Newest to oldest. That's... okay. Alright, they're accessories. Got it. So, Bloodlust. Cybermastiff gains plus 25 weapon skill. Its maximum wounds are increased by 50%, and it deals 300% more damage. All of that sounds great. While in battle mode standby, the Cybermastiff's critical hit chance is increased by 35%, and its critical hits inflict strength bonus levels of bleed. That is awesome all around. That is just a straight upgrade in every way to what you had before. Alright, we could use the elevator. Is there anything else to interact with? No. So we know there's stuff back there, but we don't know how to get to any of it. Including up on these levels, there's got to be some way of getting up here. But I haven't seen anything I can interact with. So I guess let's go up a level and see if that changes things. No, so this is the Arbites themselves. Hi, Glido. We left you down there. We'll talk to the Arbites later. There's got to be something somewhere I can interact with.
None shall stand in my way.
Any of these computers I can work with? I can untie the blades for whatever that's worth.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
It's a blade. I guess that makes sense. Whenever the wielder kills an enemy with this knife for the first time in a turn, they immediately use War Hymn, which does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And what is War Hymn? Oh, it's what we've got on Argenta. Alright. But no, we can't get across here or anything.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Just feels like I have missed something here. I've already looked at all those. I can't go up there at all. There's no way to go anywhere else. Yeah, there's all this loot I can't get to. Probably we have to come back, I guess. I mean, maybe it's something that I missed a perception check, or
Victory awaits.
if I'd done things different maybe it would have opened up those options, but I'm going to assume we just come back to it. Alright, Proctor. Arbitrators stand ready. Protocol RT-091. We have important visitors. Proctor Adriana Jaeger, Outpost. Jaeger is a name that I've seen in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Anyway. Outpost T-M/255. Greetings, Rogue Trader. A woman addresses you who is hardly ancient, but whose life appears to have been arduous enough to turn her hair gray before its time. Dr. Solomon Anthar. A cursory inspection of the site has revealed serious improprieties in the custody of the tithe. Report the extent to which the damage exceeds the margin of error. According to the last report, the losses have not yet exceeded the acceptable value set by the Administratum. The new inventory will show how well we have done in securing the sacred tribute. Would you like to see the numbers? Not right now. I can see that you followed the protocols. The Marshal will judge the results of your mission, but I believe our reports will align in assessments and expectations. Both proctors nod curtly. Why is your landing pad blocked? I formally apologize on behalf of the Adeptus Arbites. We have been forced to stockpile shipments of weapons and explosives within the walls of the outpost to keep the living tithe from getting to them. I was attacked by guardsmen. Throne's blood. No more losses among the living tithe. The arbitrator rubs her temple wearily. I almost got killed and you're worried about the damage to your tithe? Why have you not dealt with the insurgents? They nearly stole a tank. This world clearly has problems. It's about time someone fixed them. Yeah, it's the tithe, so of course they're going to do their best to not damage it. But the fact that the tithe is stealing resources, which is also tithe, and damaging them and whatnot. I almost got killed, and you're worried about damage to your tithe? The damage to the tithe is real, while your death remains in the realm of speculation. Yeah, we didn't almost get killed, let's be fair. I ask that you not forget whom you're addressing, Mistress Jaeger. Be mindful of your words. Do not confuse my responsibilities with yours. My duty is to guard the tithe, not ingratiate myself with people of higher standing. Fair. Are you able to speculate how likely the following development is to occur? The Rogue Trader sends the insolent lawwoman to the most throne-forsaken planet there is, where she will guard the dust at her feet for the remainder of her life in solitude. Nah, she's doing her duty, and we weren't really in danger. It's fine. Why have you not dealt with the insurgents? They nearly stole a tank. The tithe is taking damage. I'm aware of that. However, we cannot afford an operation to capture and eliminate the insurgents. That would cause losses among arbitrators, which would be catastrophic in our current situation. We barely have enough people to stand watch and man the planetary defense weaponry. So where do you suppose that leaves container loading systems? We are forced to keep order only where we can. For the time being, cargo loss is still within the Administratum regulated norm of deterioration. While your supervision of the living tithe is insufficient, given the secrecy of the planet, the number of arbitrators available, and the capriciousness of the Maw, the current supervision is optimal. It is not up to standard, that is putting it mildly, but neither we nor the Administratum can provide more. She's right, Rogue Trader. What you're witnessing on Lethus are forced measures. Indeed, so you're still faring well enough? Thank you, Rogue Trader. Duty stands above all, and it is good to meet someone who understands that. Now, on to the purpose of your inspection. The authenticity of the Administratum and Adeptus Arbites authorizations has been verified upon your vessel's identification. I'm aware that this is not a social visit. Speak plainly. Why has the head of the dynasty come here in person? Marshal has ordered that the tithe be transported to Dargonus. Start loading the barges. Jaeger lifts her gaze to the foul skies of Alethus. So that's how it is, after so many years. Understood, Rogue Trader. We will begin loading immediately. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be wanting to walk around on the ground while this is going on above my head. I say as we are all standing on the ground. 7 days passed. Lord Captain, your shuttle pilot reports that due to the loading activity, it is no longer possible to keep the shuttle on Lethus' surface. There is a risk of collision with the cargo handling mechanisms. The shuttle will remain in orbit until it can safely land at the Arbites outpost and take you aboard. I apologize for the inconvenience, Rogue Trader. If it's any consolation, we are nearly done. One thing we still require in order to complete the loading procedure is the tithe inventory. The clerk, Tertius Quart, has it. As much as it offends me, I must ask you to return him to the outpost. That said, retrieving the inventory without the clerk will also suffice. Sending the Rogue Trader on errands. The nerve of this woman. Why don't you go fetch him yourself? All arbitrators are busy remotely monitoring the transport protocol. No one leaves the outpost alone, which means we would have to form a unit, and that in turn means the loading process would stop. Believe me, I would never have asked a Rogue Trader to run an errand for me, but I am doing my best to streamline the process. The process is questionably streamlined. According to initial data analysis, these laypeople demonstrated an efficiency ratio to under 38.45%. We're doing everything we can. Those of us still left on this blasted planet, you do not have to wait here for years, wasting away. You do not get to judge us. Remarkable ineptitude, Jaeger. I will assist you, but only because I want to get off this dump of a planet as soon as possible. I'll see to the clerk. Where do we find him? The section that Court is currently taking inventory of is not far from here. We have blocked the passage so that the living tithe does not bother the scribes. I will clear the way for you now. She gives the data slate a few quick swipes with her finger. Is there anything else I need to know about the clerk? Hardly, but I can give a brief resume. Like other scribes, Court was personally selected by the prefect to maintain the inventory. He is meticulous, efficient, and incredibly committed. I saw him on several occasions, and he was always immersed in his work. Jaeger frowned slightly, perhaps even obsessively so. I wanted to ask about something else. I'm listening, Rogue Trader. How do you keep the tithe safe with such a small force at your disposal? The first line of defense is secrecy. No one knows the coordinates of this world except the Marshal, and now you. The second is the automated defenses and the communication systems between the warehouses. Each arbitrator is responsible for their own sector and keeps it secure. There is also the last line of defense. It was provided to us by Theodore von Valentius at the request of the Adeptus Arbites. The bowels of Lethus are packed with cyclonic bombs, manufactured to special order on Kieva Gamma. In the event of the imminent loss of the world to enemy attack, we will trigger the Oblivion Directive and completely annihilate the planet. The tithe is paramount. It cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. We are willing to go down with it to prevent that from happening. So better to destroy the tithe entirely than have it fall into the wrong hands. The threat of a possible detonation should also help to herd the undisciplined living tithe onto the barges. Some of the recruits may be less than cooperative now, but telling them about the bomb will set them straight. Jaeger, how long have you been here? For many years, Rogue Trader. When I first set foot on Lethus, my hair was like a raven's wing, and there was a stupid certainty in my head that I would be here for a dozen cycles at most. Thankfully, Lethus has beaten the rotten habit of hoping and making plans out of me and taught me patience and humility instead. Collecting the tithe is meaningless, to say nothing of stockpiling it. The maw is closed, and there's no telling when it might reopen. It would have been better if the tithe hadn't been collected at all. I mean, there's some truth to that. The tithe, as it is, stayed on its own worlds and was used to strengthen these worlds and improve them. It would have been being put to far better use than stockpiling it. But they're just like, it's the law. Of course we're going to do it. Even if it's pointless, the law says to do it. Collecting the tithe is meaningless, to say nothing of stockpiling it. The maw is closed, and there's no telling when it might reopen. Something resembling anger sparks in her lifeless eyes. Tithe collection is a sacred pillar and a sign of the dominion of the Imperium is strong. Without it, worlds would think that they were free of the obligation and use the resources for their own needs. Yeah, how terrible, the world's using resources for their own needs. Crazy. Would they feel compelled to pay the tithe again after the maw reopened? Of course not. There would be unrest, riots, disorder. This is why it is important to collect the tithe at all times, regardless of circumstances. Alright, I must take my leave. The proctor gives you an uncertain nod. She's like, how dare you question the tithe? It's all important, even though it's just sitting in stockpiles unused.
Watch your steps.
and going to waste. Neat stacks of paper and diagrams, their meanings obscured by codes and ciphers. So you spotted something
It's about
somewhere.
time.
I don't know what you spotted. Decayed books rest on the gilded pedestal. The plaque underneath bears the half-faded letters of an inscription in High Gothic, Lex Imperialis, Volume 964, Appendix 33B. Alright, we've got some goods over here to check out.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
A scoped shotgun. That is a strange choice. And warrior armor.
Give us a target.
Let's see. Because you're wearing medium armor, so those might be good for you. So the scoped shotgun is an increase in damage, less armor penetration, more dodge reduction, more additional hit chance. Same range. Has an additional single target attack that deals double damage and pushes the target 5 cells away. Okay. I'll give you the scoped shotgun. And this warrior armor is way better. Well, less than 100% wounds, their coercion increases by 25 and critical damage by plus 25%. So his coercion would go up by another 25. On top of the plus 20 from here and plus 20 from somewhere else. The eye patch. Crazy. Nope, I don't want just you
A new
moving.
challenge for me?
The weapons are arranged in a strict order, in vivid contrast to the haphazard aligned walls of the containers just beyond the outpost. Alright, so time to go back down, and now we should be able to get to that area.
We
Open the
should deal
latch.
with this.
Well, I guess no, don't move
None
there.
shall stand in my way.
Yes, disarm the trap, please.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
I didn't see what open the latch accomplished. But we have done whatever it is. Papers are covered in cramped handwriting. When you stop to examine it more closely, it turns out to be a single endless string of numbers. And I really can't open that? Alright. I don't see a way
Interrupted my thoughts.
to get up here. Oh, never mind.
I am registering a violation of the standards of interaction with objects categorized as Imperial tithe collected.
Strictly speaking, as long as I remain in the rogue trader's retinue, anything he acquires from the storage world is still in the custody of the RBEs. Throne, what do you want me to do? Set Glato on you all?
There we go. So, like, you shouldn't actually be looting from this place. This is all Imperial tithe. It's like, I get that, I just don't care. Dodge penalty to the armor's wearer's armor is reduced by 10%. That's cool. If your agility is 60 or more, it's reduced by 15 instead. Whenever the wearer hits the target with a shield, that target must pass a toughness resistance test to be knocked prone. I'm guessing that's if you hit a target using your shield, rather than hits a target that has a shield themselves. But it's phrased in a way that's not 100% clear. Whenever the wearer hits a target with a shield, could be read either way. Sure. And sure.
Is this where monkey rulers keep the fortunes they take from their people? What I envisioned as a repository for great artifacts has turned out to be a dumping ground.
Yeah. The container is filled to the brim with dried, polished human bones. You can barely make out the ecclesiarchy stempel on the rusted plasteel. So they just collected a whole bunch of bones. Gross.
I won't tolerate weakness. Halt! I noticed something.
An expected result.
A heavy stench of death spreads from the container. Judging by the markings, some guardsmen ended up inside by mistake. Judging by the dents, they did not make it out.
My success was inevitable.
Coffin Maker's Sledge. A power hammer. That could be good for Abelard. Yeah, that's way better than his Lawbringer. Way more damage, way more armor penetration. Good stuff. So not everything on this world is junk, so that's nice. Looting object. Oh, right, the person who got trapped under the crate. Someone's taken shelter in the old container. There is a simple bed and a table, both of which are buried in data, slate and paper, and the walls are scribbled over in unintelligible calculations. Yeah, so you're the one we're supposed to find. Can I get into those goods? Yes. So I'm going to just steal them right in front of you. The excrement of a very large creature. You see guardsman dog tags and pieces of armor.
Follow my lead.
Alright, there's more stuff here that we can't currently get to. Clerk, can you help me out with that? Clerk Tertius Quart. The gray-clad man taps his finger on his data slate. His bulky head implant showers the surroundings liberally with sparks. 200 million? No, didn't account for corrosion. But where? Abelard, tell this scribbler what I'm here for. Mr. Nozzel's booming voice causes a small avalanche of grain in one of the open containers. His lordship, rogue trader Ignatius von Valentius, bearer of the sacred warrant, has come to collect the inventory of the tithe shipment. The clerk winces and mutters mechanically, Tertius Court, rank 3 scribe of the Departamento Catalogus, quantity 1. The inventory, Did he just inventorize himself? His dry reddened eyes fix on you. There is no rogue trader on the inventory. I can't give you anything before I fill out in the forms, so let's start with the retinue. He is stalling. He will continue to chatter away unless harsh action is taken. Draw your weapon. Pain will make you more cooperative. Fine, but make it quick. The clerk gets to work enthusiastically, as if he hasn't heard you. Remember the Adeptus Arbites, quantity 1, a non-standard issue cybermastiff. Quantity 1, physical integrity, below average, configuration, secondary, jaw, prognathous, and powerful. All of the above applied to both units. Thought he was just giving an explanation of the cybermastiff, but no. No offense, but I would not trust you with an inventory of Glato's shit. What with how deranged you are. And to think that someone gave you the Expanse's entire tithe to freely desecrate. Guard Private, aged, quantity 1, deterioration high, unfit for duty. I'm not even sure which offends me more, you invalidating me or you're mistaking me, an officer of the Navy, for an expendable guardsman. Servitor of non-standard configuration, quantity 1, frame feeble, functionality dubious, signs of subpar lobotomy evident. That's gotta be Pascal. The unit's degraded cognitive capacity is confirmed. The unit's functional value is unconfirmed. Requesting termination of vital functions in the name of mercy. A mutant, most abominable, quantity 1, scrawny, ugly, and underfed. Adding a recommendation for disposal. That's gotta be Cassia. A mutant, most abominable. Oh, nope, Irliet. I guess that's fair. The deeper my knowledge of your species becomes, the more often I ask myself, how have you colonized so many worlds? How did you reach the stars to begin with? A mutant with albinism, quantity 1. The gill slits suggest an ocean world origin. Note, skin desiccated. Placement in a liquid-filled tank recommended to avoid spontaneous disposal. That's obviously Cassia. The servant's colors are mad. Wait, did I just get called a fish? This concludes the inventory of the retinue, proceeding to taking inventory of the rogue trader. Well, let's see what you have to say. A rogue trader, quantity 1, bloodstain, count on attire, 20. Could you turn around? Turn around. 26. Equipment condition excellent, limb count satisfactory, appearance unremarkable, self-importance elevated. Elevated self-importance? Me? What? Yes, the assessment is standardized. Don't argue with it. The clerk touches his implant pensively. It has finally stopped sparking. Excellent. Very good. We're almost done. Now to finalize your inventory record. Please take off your clothes. Take off your clothes. You know what? I'm going all the way. Enough. I'll just drag you before the arbitrators and let them deal with you. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play along to the point of taking off clothes. I'll just drag you before the arbitrators and let them deal with you. Please understand, I need time for additional inventory taking. Just a little, a couple of years, no, decades. Tertius' face brightens suddenly as his implant flashes again. Oh yes, yes, of course. Let me open the path to the cogitator. That's where the inventory is. Hello? I mean, I guess it's saving right as soon as he opened the path. Okay. It's like, please don't crash, game.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Chip data slate. We hid in the containers when things started to look bad on the old Heartless. Ooh, we know about the Heartless. We'll climb out once they unload the goods at the port warehouse. I bet those thick-headed lawmen won't even realize they've graciously brought a couple of ratsies right to their precious hoard. Got no food here, though, and it's cold as a grave. It's fine, we'll manage. They're not going to drag all this to the other side of the sector, are they? Soon Trey and Kiara are going to be the richest rats in the whole expanse. Yeah. I'm guessing you didn't make it out. Elastic gloves. For the first time in a round, if the wearer kills 3 or more targets using a weapon area attack, that area attack does not spend MP and does not count towards the attack's limit per turn. Killing 3 targets in a round with a weapon area attack is pretty hard to pull off. So I don't know about that. Emaciated, blue-skinned, frozen corpses cling to the container's lid with broken nails, shattered knives. Lie at their feet. The patches on their clothes bear the name Heartless. There are pits in the sand as if someone tried to dig something out or dig their way in.
A new challenge for me.
So are you more the guardsman? Oh, nope. We did see the excrement that was filled with dog tags. I think we found the creature in question. The sand! Sand is theirs. Their ally. Watch out. I mean, that's nice and all, but there aren't really a lot of places off the sand for us to stand. I mean, I don't know if these rocky areas count as not standing on the sand. We'll put Cassia there. And Ignatius next to her. Irlia, you can stand back there. Solomon, you hang out back there. And Abelard and Pascal, probably just gonna have you stand up front-ish. So that's reasonably off the sand. Oh, but you're still an enemy guardsman. I see.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
So is it just the Ambull Mother and the guardsman? Given that your name is Mother, I'm guessing we're gonna be dealing with
If I may.
multiple. Ambulls can sense their targets out on loose ground, quickly find solid platform to stand on. Okay, so these two don't have that effect. So yes, us standing out here on not sand doesn't count. Alright, then Cassia, you can take that cover, or that bit of ground.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's see. Before I move, we'll light ourselves on fire.
Not a problem for me.
So I'm thinking if I get over here,
Nothing I can't do.
I should be able to melt through both of them. Which sounds pretty good to me. Oh, and barely misses Solomon, which is great. Forgot that he was hanging out down there.
Forge ahead. Nothing of value has been lost.
Alright, and then we will take that bit of cover. Perfect. Now, Cassia, what can you do? Mobilized or Soulburn? Let's go with Soulburn. Let's make sure you're not hitting Ignatius, and you're not. There we go.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Alright, let's start out by lighting you on fire.
Suits my purposes.
Then I can just melt you a few times. Are you targetable? No. I can probably find a position that would allow me to hit. Yeah, you two.
Suits my purposes. You didn't stand a chance.
What happened to the platform we were standing on? Did the battlefield change all the platforms? Yeah, because Solomon and Solomon's not on a platform, and I think Iliad might have been on solid ground as well. Now we've got a platform there, and there, and here. Well, that's awkward.
Not a problem.
You dead. Might as well use that now. Alright, you're back up. That's what I wanted to see.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
Alright, you can do 32 damage. Okay. That was a big hit.
Nothing I can't do.
Please just die. Alright. Let's take you guys out.
Killing me was your biggest mistake. Already done. Nothing of value has
Then
been
you.
lost. Suits my purposes. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Alright, you're gonna come out, do a little bit more damage.
Give in to emotions.
And kill Irliet. Yep, that sucks, but nothing I can do about it.
Does not end here.
Not a problem for me.
That'll allow me to Melta you again. Don't Melta Irliet.
Nothing I can't do. Stand
There you go.
These flashes are choking me.
Alright. Abelard.
What advice do you seek?
No. Pascal.
Ready for data input.
Can you heal Irliet? Please?
Locomotives are fully operational.
Thank you.
Is weak.
I must thank you.
Alright. That was certainly a thing. Plato, crawl through there, please. Neither of those will help us. Nothing we can get off that body. Alright, let's examine whatever this is. A muffled growl comes from beneath the sand. The moment you approach, the sound fades and blood starts pumping in your temples. You feel your lips stretching into a vicious grin. Do we dig out whatever it is? These people were buried up to their necks in the sand. The agony that is forever imprinted on their twisted faces shows this was a harsh execution. Oh. Yeah.
I have learned much in my exile.
So that opens our way back out.
None shall stand in my way.
Anything else around here before we dig? Yeah. Whenever he uses charge, dance, macabre, dash, death from above, they gain more armor penetration, dodge reduction until the end of the turn. Alright, let's dig out whatever this is. Intimidating growl. It's a shield. Requires heretical, which we don't have. Whenever the wielder blocks an attack, if possible, they counterattack that enemy, gaining an additional critical chance. Okay. Your jaw aches from the rage, and the crimson lumps of clay remind you of torn flesh. Your hands find a bundle wrapped in yellow rags. Okay, cool. We have dealt with all of that. Oh, you're back. You are back? Yes. The clerk gives you a hounded look, his implant crackling ominously. You've eliminated the Ambulls. Good. I'm crossing them off the inventory. How many injuries have you sustained? I must account for the units of blood spilt. You tried to kill me. The clerk's eyes well up. I thought it would stop you. I have to finish the job. Or I have a job to finish. You tried to get a rogue trader killed so that you could keep going with your inventory. You can't imagine how hard this is. The workload, the responsibility. Please understand, I'm on my own here. Well, almost. The clerk adds in a conspiratorial whisper. There's another scribe here. He works at night and litters the reports with errors. Do you even realize what the consequences are for attempting to kill a rogue trader? Yes, death, but with you gone, the tithe would have stayed here. It would have given me time, meeting the target, filling the last form. Those are the only things that matter. We were told that he might have been a bit too obsessed with taking inventory. Your confession does nothing to diminish your guilt. You will die for what you did, either here or following your return to the Administratum and a lengthy investigation. The Administratum? No, let me finish the inventory, or kill me. What do I have to sign? Why were so few clerks assigned to an entire planet? There used to be more of us. 5 died of exhaustion, 3 were killed in collapses of tithe assets, 2 were eaten by Ambulls, another 10, no, 11, I don't know. Administratum replenishments are too rare. This world is too highly classified. How did the Ambulls get here in the first place? Ambulls? Repulsive, aggressive pests. They adapt to any environment. This world is infested with them. They got to the tithe and gobbled up everything they saw. And I was to update the inventory. The clerk's voice falters and turns into inconsolable weeping. Enough, where's the inventory? It's incomplete. The scribe recoils and clutches his head with a moan. The inventory is in my implant, and it's notifying me of unaccounted for assets all the time. The clerk whimpers. His implant creaks in response. My head is the inventory. As much as I hate to distract you, you're coming with me, not another word, and do not even think about falling behind. Or just kill the clerk, then I will take it. As much as I hate to distract you, you are coming with me. The clerk sobs and lowers his sparking head, ready to follow you. Alright.
Victory awaits.
Hopefully that's all out of the way. I haven't missed anything, right? Good. And let's go up here and report that we have the scribe. Presumably. Just walking very slowly behind us. Rogue Trader, we are now in the final stage of the loading process. Consequently, your shuttle is finally able to maneuver around and land. As soon as the matter of the inventory is settled, you will be free to depart. Here is your clerk. What's next? We do not have much left to load. The bulk of it is already on the barges, and the rest is being delivered automatically. We merely need to decide what to do with the living tithe. They have bred irresponsibly and are now twice as numerous as before. What do you mean by they have bred? Those guardsmen have been on Lethus for years, if not decades, and new ones keep arriving all the time. They disregarded regulations, form clans, start families, and procreate. Such are the pernicious consequences of the aimless existence and the proof of their lack of fortitude. They had no orders to breed, take as many as is required and leave the rest here. Dogmatic. Iconoclast, they are people, not a living tithe that take everyone. If there is not enough room, throw out something rotten. Heretical, drive the excess into the deepest pit and seal off the entrance. That's how you dispose of refuse. Wow. So we could just leave them on this abandoned planet where they can keep forming their factions and clans and starting families. Or we could just take all of them to Dargonus for what purpose? I mean, they'd still just be a tithe waiting around for the maw to ever open. I don't think that it's necessarily better. Like, if we grab, say, half of them, take them onto the ship to Dargonus to become guardsmen eventually, and the other half we leave here to keep colonizing the planet. Although that may not work, because if we're taking all the food, they'll probably just die here. So yeah, at least if we take them to Dargonus, maybe there's a chance that the other half will survive. Alright, I'm going with the Iconoclast. I like the dogmatic options, or I like to choose the dogmatic options usually. But in this case, I don't think there's any value gained from that. They're people, not a living tithe. Take everyone. If there's not enough room, throw out something rotten. Proctor Yeager nods without taking her eyes off of the data slate. Evidently, the fate of these people interested her only when in the framework of statistics. Then it is settled. Your shuttle is ready to depart. We will take care of... The space around you suddenly fills with screeches and crackles that pour from every voxcaster and speaker. Then you hear a deep male voice. Query, invitation to the Von Valencius orbital station. Uploading coordinates into the shuttle's central cogitator. Complete. Purpose, finalizing the Oblivion Directive. Oh, that's bad. The voice goes into a guttural, gurgling cough. Tarry not, offspring. If you delay, you will be blown up along with all the extraneous subjects. Blast it, Yeager whispers, grabbing her data slate and typing frantic commands into it. Abelard wrinkles his face tentatively. That voice. Does it sound familiar? No. Why would it? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I'm hearing things. Who are you? Answers, answers. Yes, we have always had a thirst for knowledge. I will satisfy your curiosity when you come to me. I need to know if you have what it takes to see this through. Now hurry. This world will soon cease to exist. Watcher of Lethus. So it's an old male voice, right? Deep male voice, not old. Yeah, not enough of a description that I can identify them. Yeager's data slate is flashing a panicked red. The augurs are recording anomalous seismic activity. Someone has started arming the cyclonic bombs in the bowels of Lethus. The machine spirits are rejecting all counter litanies. The planet is done for. We cannot stop this. Her lips tighten into a white streak, and her data slate falls to the floor. The proctor raises her weapon, followed by the rest of the arbitrators. I demand an explanation, rogue trader. Why can't we block the Oblivion? Who is your accomplice? What do you think you're doing, Yeager? Lower your weapons this instant. Just as clueless as you are. You dare demand an explanation from a rogue trader? Or draw your weapon, pull yourself together, or you will regret it. I'm just as clueless as you are. Allow me to explain. You seized the tithe by somehow obtaining both the Marshal and the Administratum's authorizations. Then an accomplice contacted you and tricked the machine spirits into activating the destruction of the world with cyclonic bombs. Bombs delivered years ago from a Von Valencius world, I should add. All that is left to do is get away and cover your tracks. Did I miss anything? Dr. Yeager, you have no right to threaten a rogue trader on his own planet. Solomon speaks each word in a soft yet confident voice, somehow overriding the wailing sirens, especially when the barges are being sent to Dargonus on the Marshal's orders. If that is not enough for you, I will personally vouch that Ignatius von Valencius is not in league with some unknown criminal. I trust your judgment, Proctor, but my mission requires vigilance and permits no compromise. Could we perhaps try to avoid bloodshed? That depends entirely on you and what you are about to tell me. Commerce, 100%. I have a proposal that will satisfy everyone. I will find out who caused this commotion and why, and then we will travel to Dargonus and go before the Marshal together. Logic, 97%. Don't you find that there are too many inconsistencies in this story? What if the situation is not, in fact, the result of some insanely devious plan of mine? Have you considered that I may have been unwittingly involved in someone else's scheme? Or coercion, 100%? It's all quite simple. Either you wait on my ship while I sort everything out, or you perish ignominiously by my hand. We're gonna go with the commerce option. I have a proposal that will satisfy everyone. I will find out who caused this commotion and why, and then we will travel to Dargonus and go before the Marshal together. Your words could almost be construed as aiding the investigation. The bolter muzzle lowers slowly, as if overcoming an invisible obstacle. I see no need to further confrontation. Consider the issue settled for now. We will board your flagship, and you will investigate the identity of the perpetrator. Let's return to this matter in the Marshal's presence on Dargonus.
I won't tolerate weakness.
To the orbital station, not to our ship. Okay. That's unexpected. I was clicking on it before I actually read what the text said. Also, that is a cool looking view. We're just up here in space looking down on the planet below us. Cool. Anyway, I think this is a good time to end this stream. So next time we will move forward and see what we can find out about this plot to steal the tide, it seems. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye.